Hey you guys, thanks for watching my channel. So today I wanted to make a video on the weather here in Alaska. As you can see, the sun is shining today. The reason why I wanted to make this small video is because my friends are always asking me like, how is the weather there? We're originally me and my family, we're from Mississippi. So in Mississippi, it's typically like hot around this time. It's April, so it's probably like 70 something degrees in Mississippi right now. Not here in Alaska though. You probably can still see the snow is still outside, so it's about 40 something degrees. I got on just a pullover, so it's like 40, I'm gonna say like 45 degrees today. When we first got here, Fort Wainwright in November. It was cold, of course. Probably like, I'll say in the 30s. It was extremely cold. That's what it was. It was extremely cold when we first got here. As for snow on the roads, it wasn't that bad. We were still driving Miss Daisy because we're not used to driving in the snow, but you can still see the roads, still see the sidewalks. I will say, coming from where we came from Fort Benning, Georgia. So during that time in November, Fort Benning, in the afternoon, it's probably like 60, 70 degrees. At night, it's like 40, 50 degrees. So not that cold, but coming to Alaska, totally different. Like literally, we stepped off the plane in jackets, and the next day we had to buy coats. So I pretty much just wanted to make a video to let you know from month to month just exactly how the weather is. So November is not that bad at all from what I can see, but December, that's literally another story. Right, so from December to February, that's when you're gonna see like a really big change with the weather. It snowed almost every other day. Me and my husband, we were was snow blowing and shoveling every other day. Most of the time it'd be me, because my husband had to be at work. So I would get up around like 10 or 11 o'clock in the morning and I would shovel, wake up the next day, and it's a bunch of snow. Like it literally snows almost every other night during December and February. Another difference that I learned about being here during that time was with the darkness. So people always said it's like darker, longer during that time, which it really is. My first experience was when we were living in a hotel first before we got our house on post, and it was like 2:30 in the afternoon and it was dark, which was like crazy. I had never experienced that before. Typically, the darkness started around like 3:30 p.m. to 4 p.m. and lasts until like 10 a.m. the next day. Yeah. Even then, when it starts to lighten up outside, there are very few sunny days during that time period. Most of the days are going to be cloudy because it's going to be snowing. Literally, almost every other day. So most days are going to be cloudy. As for driving in that snow, it was scary trying to drive in the snow. I was slipping and sliding. I was driving Miss Daisy like every day. When we first moved here, I literally made my husband drive me everywhere when he got off from work. And he was like, Kim, you gotta learn how to drive. Like, I can't be taking you everywhere. Like, you gotta learn. So when he left for 2 weeks to go in the field, it was just me and the kids. I had no other choice but to learn how to drive in the snow. It took me a good 2 weeks to learn to basically just drive slow and that the brakes are not your friend. Somebody told me that in the commissary one day. The brakes are not your friend because you ain't stopping in no snow, like at all. As far as temperature wise, oh my God, negative temperatures. My kids' first day of school was in December. It was negative 33. My eyelashes had icicles on them because the wind was so heavy. My eyes were watering when I went inside. My eyelashes and eyes had like icicles. That's probably the coldest temperatures I've ever experienced. But yeah, December through February, it's some really cold months here in Alaska. So with March, the weather starts to get a tad bit better. I'm used to being in Mississippi in March. It's like, that's when we feel like, okay, the day is getting longer, it's getting hot, it's time to play outside. Not exactly here in Alaska. So the highest temperature I've seen in March is like 40 degrees. The good thing about it in March here is the sun finally shows its face all the time. So you literally have sunny days now in March. It's not gloomy anymore. It's actually sunny days, which means with all those sunny days, the snow is melting. Yes, finally, the snow is starting to disappear in March. They recently cleared all the packed ice that were on the roads and the sidewalk, which I love because now I can actually drive like a normal person instead of driving like 5 miles per hour. I can actually drive normal. So that's really good. More people are out, more kids are out on their bikes. Roller skating, people are out with their babies. I see pushing strollers, walking their dogs now in the streets. So that's good. So March is really not that bad. You can kind of tell that it's warming up a little bit. Still not too warm. Warm enough for you to go outside with a pullover or a sweater to where you won't need like a big old coat or whatever. It looks really nice outside March here. You get to see the pretty blue sky all the time. And of course, like I said, the sun and the snow melting, which makes it all perfect and good. So yeah. So now we bring it to April. We're in April right now. The sun is still shining, super bright. The snow is still melting every day. One thing that I found that's new is that the days are getting longer. So I've actually never experienced at 10 p.m. that it's still sort of daylight. Like the sun is not totally out at 10 p.m., but from what I originally know from being back home, at 10 p.m. it's like black dark. Not here. The sky is still pretty much really light. I can see the days are getting longer, which I'm super excited about because I've heard that like in May and June, it's pretty much like 24 hours of sunlight. And I'm like super excited to see that. That's gonna be something new, something I've never experienced before. So that's gonna be great. So I hope this video is helpful. It's literally just to help the people that are gonna be either moving or PCS into Fort Wainwright or to Fairbanks, just to get you a little hint on how the weather would be here if you're coming in November, December, January, February, March, or even April, just so you can be prepared, because we weren't prepared. We didn't know anything about Alaska, like at all. So we're literally, when we first got here, just clueless. But it's been a journey. It's been fun. We've had a lot of bad days, you know, trying to get acclimated and accustomed to everything. But as far as I can say, we've had some great experiences here and met some good people, and we're gonna see what these next 3 years are gonna bring us here. So if you have any more questions, please feel free to comment. I will answer your questions as soon as I can. And thank you for watching.